Hello and welcome. How are you doing today? Today I am continuing this VVTi engines assembly, and next part is this crankshaft, this main bearing ladder and this cap installation to this engine block. And now this part what is in here, this is this crankshaft main bearing cap area, and this ladder, this whole plate is one big bearing this surface, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 those crankshaft bearings in here, and these bearings are in here, and this is this bearing plate. And what we need to do first we need to check all of these 5 bearing plates situation, that are those bearing plates in right positions. There are 5 of those, and then we need to clean those bearing plates. And this bearing plates, it is easy to take out, and there is in Toyota way there is also small that kind of hole what goes in these holes in here. In that area there is no any hole, and it's easy to remember that install only in one way. And this is this normal Toyota's this advanced engineering that we have to install these parts only in right way, because if I try to install this in this way, it is a little bit complex, and actually we have troubles. And first step is to take all oil away, that we clean those bearing these things, and then we clean also these bearing plates, and we install these in back, so that we press that so much that these two, that plate and that body area, they are in same plate. And then next one, this white paper is okay, but white cotton is more better if you have clean, of course clean. And there is that one, and then next one, it is in here, and then I clean that in this way, and then next one, it is in here, I clean also that and this area. And this cleaning is must in this engine repair jobs. And then the final one, and we need to take these oils away, because these oils can make some tolerance to those bolt thickening. This must be in here. And then next step is that we need to clean all of this surface very clean, that there is no any things in here, all of these areas carefully, and because quite soon we are inserting in here this special gasket glue, and it's our next step. Then I clean these in here, and then when these are okay, I need knife, that I take all of those old silicones away. And here is my knife, and I start my job in here. I go through, but I check that there is no any old glues in there, and then I continue, and here is something old glue. I take it away, and then there is something trash, I take all of those away. And these plates must be so clean than possible. No any things in here. Okay, and then there is small glue part. And then cleaning in here. Okay, that's fine, and then I continue in there. There is also a little bit old glue. Okay, and here is also a little bit glue, and don't drop this. Take those dirty particles and use this clean paper. Okay, and then we continue in there. And here is something old glue. Okay, good. And now then we take those dirty things away. And again, a little bit more paper that we can clean these things. And now I think that this area is okay. And then I take this part away and I clean this area. I need to clean those things in here away. That all, and I throw these things in trash box. Okay. And then this is clean. And then I take this engine block in here and I carry that. And there is this engine block. Okay, it is almost in. Okay, engine is there. Good. Now there is this our engine, and next we do so that we need to install special sealant glue in these all areas. And there is idea that there must be this glue in all areas. From in here we start in that point and then we continue our work, that we insert this glue in here, here and in here so far that it goes in here. Okay, and there is actually idea that when we install this glue in here and then we continue in there, we install this glue in here and we continue in here, and there is idea that we actually install this glue in this bearing, crankshaft bearing plate, what is this cover area, and then we insert that plate back in here. Okay, and that means that I take now this bearing plate in here and I little bit move that block away. Okay, in there. Now the block is in there, and then I take this bearing what we had in here. Okay, it is in there, good, and it's in there, very good. And there now Now I insert this glue in that area, what is in here. It continues in there, not in these areas. It goes in here, and then I continue in here, and I go in that area so far, and this is the end point. And then we need that glue. And this is important thing. We need to purchase special glue. What name is gasket silicone or glue. This and this I have here this Sika brand Sika Seal gasket glue. What is made in Switzerland, and this brand is really good, and it's especially there is this yellow area that this is suitable for engine block area. And this gasket there is high temperature resistant, and it can be in very hot condition. There is text that 260 Celsius is this endurance, and it is quite high temperature. Okay, and now I start to press this my system. In here I press that, and then we need that kind of special tool, and quite soon there is coming this glue, this red glue out. Okay, and I start my job in here, and there is idea that there are those holes, and I can't insert this my glue in these holes, and also not on these holes, only in this outside area. And I start this glue, and this amount is something like at least 2 millimeters in here. In this way, 2 millimeter wide this. This way, I go in that area, in here. Okay, and then I move. We go in here. I continue in that. I go this little bit outside. In here and in here and just in here. This is the end point. And then I continue my job in here. I insert the starting point. I go in that area. Actually, I think that I can insert also in there a little bit, and I continue in here. That way. Okay, and this glue makes this so thick that there is no any oil leaks in that area. Then I move that base. I think that this is the final end. Okay. Okay, good. Very good. And then a little bit insert also in here. Okay. And now I think that this is fine. This is good. And then I am ready to do job that I insert that crankshaft bearing, this big bearing cap. I rotate that, and then I drop this. I need just in there. I move that in. I take that in here, and then I move that in that way. Okay, now I need to little bit take that out, and carefully, because there is this glue, and I take my fingers in here and I lift this out. Okay, and then I move that engine block in here. Okay, and there's this engine block, good, and it's ready. And now I do that lifting, that I take that crankshaft, those bearings goes in these plates in here. That there is this first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, those bearing plates, and they are ready. And then there is also those small holes what controls that this cover bearing, those crankshaft bearing plate goes in right positions. There is one, and there two, and it's then, and also in there is 1 and 2. Okay, and let's look that how this happened when I take next this crankshaft bearing cap in my hand, and I take now grip that I can rotate that, and here we go. Here is this, and first this was in that kind of position, and then I rotate that in other side, and here it goes, and then we check only that this bigger, that big hole what is in here, that it goes to directly in that area. Please check that this bigger part in here, and now I insert that in here, and then I carefully look at how it went, and it looks like that it is very nice here, and quite soon we look that what is this situation. It is in there quite nicely, and then we check that those sides, that is there everything okay, and in so far everything looks fine, and there is a little bit this glue. We can see that there is glue in there, and everything looks quite okay, and this area is now this oil sump area. This oil bottom comes in here, and it's our in the future task. But before of that, we need to install those crankshaft bearing bolts in here, and we of course we check that what is this, that is this our sealant okay, and let's look a little bit that area, and there is this glue, it's nicely in there, and then we check also those these areas that are those crankshaft position right, and we look that next. Okay, and this is this flywheel area, and it looks very nice, and this upper, this bearing plate is in just in right position, and this glue is it is very flexible, something like 10 to 30 minutes. That quite soon we need to install those bolts, and then we check also this area. We must check that is there everything okay, and then we check also this other side. Okay, and then we check also that timing chain area, that this bearing plate is in nice place, and there we can see this glue in both sides. The glue is in there. And next step is that we need to insert those bolts, this bearing plate bolts, and we do that next. Okay, and next step is to install these mine crankshaft bearing bolts in these holes, and firstly we need to clean those, and we install this in there. This is first one, and then second one. Clean these areas that there is no any dirty, and also these bolts that they are clean. Okay, and this is the second, and then next one in here, and then next one, in there, and then next one. And these bolts are very special because this is thinner in the central area. And then next one. And take clean paper that you can clean all of this very carefully. And then this in there, and then next one, and then this final bolt. Okay, and now we have installed all of these bolts, and then we start to tighten these bolts. And there is idea that we start this tightening in this central area, and these bolts were this there is this size was 12 millimeter or 15 divided 32 was this sides. And then I turn these bolts, and then I rotate all of these bolts in back, and then I take my moment, this French torch moment tool, that I can do this final tightening. And quite soon we continue. Okay, and now I have tightened these bolts, that in this pre-tightening in this my wrench and the socket, and then I need to start to tighten these bolts using my moment tool, and I use in here moment what is 45 Newton meter, and there is my moment tool, and I insert in here 45 Newton meters in this scale. I rotate this, and there is 40, then I check that a little bit more, 45, and this is in here, this scale says that it is 45. Okay, Now I have in there this right amount, and then I insert socket in there, and this thickening starts so that I start to thicken these bolts in this central area, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 those bearings, and I start this thickening in here, and this is first row, and I start my job in here, carefully both sides, and then I wait this clicking, and this, now I think that this moment tool says okay, I think that now this moment tool, now it clicks. Okay, now it's okay, and then I continue in that area. I thicken this one in here, and then I go in here. I thicken that bolt. Now it says click, and then I go back in here. Now it says click, and then I go in here. And now this block moves. Okay, now it's okay, and then I go in there. Moment tool say that, and then opposite sides in here. Now it says click, and then again in here. Okay, and this is fine, and then this final bolt in here. Okay, now it says click, and then I do this double check in this central area. Okay, everything fine, this clicks. This is okay, and then that bolt. And then I check that. And then these bolts in here. I do. And then that one. And then in here, these bolts, it's click, good, 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 and good. Okay, excellent. And then I like to check also that is my motor moving, and I take that my wrench and I insert in here, and I check that is my crankshaft moving. Yes, this is important. Please check that your motor parts are moving, and if they are not, then you have made some error, or actually I have made. And if this happened that when you have this tool in here and you move that in this way, only one hand, very soft, and these parts must move, and if it not happened, then you need to disassemble this engine block and check that what is the reason. Everything is now fine, and then I need to do this final next thickening, and this is again this 90-degree thickening that I install my tool in here, and then I need to move that tool in that position. Okay, and let's go do and now I start in here, and let's go to start. Okay, it was just there, and then next one 90 degrees. Okay, good. And next in here. Excellent. And next one in here. This in there, and then in here. That bolt. Okay, engine is a little bit moving, but it goes, and then next. And this is quite okay, and then I take these bolts in here. Okay, next one here. Okay, excellent. Excellent, and then these in here. In here. And in here, and this. This one. Okay, and now there is this final thickening in there, and again I check with my tool. Does this motor still moving? Yes, and parts are moving very nicely. Okay, and this was that video, and we continue when we are installing this oil sump and other things in here. And thank you for watching, and we continue.